ain't been here long enough. I haven't been on this particular channel long enough to expect people to come into a live. I just started this channel basically doing the Love is Blind review. So I'm going to talk immediately because I'm more putting this up for video playback. But it is, as you guys know, I'm traveling to different cities for my career, for my job. And tomorrow is supposed to be my last day in this city, and then I go to the next city. However, I can't deal with this. I can't. Like, I feel like I'm living a dream because all I'm doing is going from hotel to hotel. It just doesn't feel like real life. And I'm looking at Facebook. I'm looking at Instagram. I'm looking at all my friends. And I don't know, I just miss my normal world. It's just kind of a weird vibe to go from hotel to hotel to hotel, city to city to city. So I'm supposed to fly to the next town, but I'm not going to do that shit. I am flying home uh, and relax at home before I have to be there Monday. So instead of going to my next town, I'm going to go home. And I go home, I'm going to finish my true crime documentary and put that out on my other YouTube channel, John Crimes. And then I'm going to then fly back to the next city and continue working. But it's almost done. Also, too, I can't wait for you guys to see the studio that's being built for me to film in. I've never had my own studio before, so I'm very, very proud of that. To just have everything in all the cameras, lighting, everything in one location. And you're gonna see a lot of better videos from me because honestly, I couldn't edit the videos the way I wanted to out of a hotel. I don't have everything with me. So if you like how my channel is now, you're really gonna love my channel in the future. But what made me want to just pop up and do a random live right now is, well, first of all, there's so many fucking videos that interviews that the cast of Love Is Blind is doing. So I can't even keep up. Clay got two interviews that just popped out. AD got two interviews. And I'm trying to work and then come back to hotel. I'm like, I can't get all this stuff out. So, what's going on, Pearl? Nice seeing you here. I got y'all. Y'all make sure y'all check out Pearl channel too, man. Pearl, I may need your help. You know what I'm saying? I may need my first mod on my channel as it grows. By the way, I talked to Black Little Black Book, and we're gonna do a video together. I think it's probably gonna be on this channel, a live on this channel. I'm excited about that. That just shows how small the world is because I watch. So this is my Love Is Blind YouTube history, right? Who's the first person I watched? The very first Love Is Blind person I watched probably was Pay and Wait, a black woman by the name of Pay and Wait, who I didn't even find her channel from Love Is Blind. I found Pay and Wait channel because I'm into filmmaking and movies, and I like seeing another black person review movies, especially a black woman. I haven't seen too many black women review movies, so boom, I'm watching her channel, and then like, oh, she's doing Love Is Blind. I like that show. I'm trying to think of who was second before we get to Tate's Take. I think it may have been a Little Black Book was second, and then Tate's Take. Tate's Take is one of the first channels that made me go, should I do YouTube videos on Love Is Blind? Because I love this show. I love what it teaches about relationships. And I always got something to say about it. And then I watched Tate's Take and I watched his channel grow. And I thought the dude was fucking hilarious. I thought he was funny. But then other people start catching on to his humor. And now, the man got it going on. And then I love a Little Black Book because if you listen to his videos, we kind of got like similar ideas on how we feel about relationships and people. And he has a lot of people on his channel. He has the guest from Love Is Blind on his channel. So, and he explores really in depth about relationships. So, I always watch his channel. And then I'm laying here during season 2 in my bed, and I'm just clicking through videos, and I see this gorgeous black woman, who is hilarious. She is just roasting the hell. I forget his name on season 2. She roasted the hell out of him for not having bed boards. And I'm like, this girl is funny. Let me follow her. And it was Jessie Woo. So I'm watching a little black book uh, YouTube channel. I'm watching Jessie Woo channel. And to show how small the world is, I'm gonna be on his channel probably next week. I don't know, we gotta get the date set. And then when it comes to Jessie Woo, she lives in Atlanta where I live, and I'm sitting at a restaurant chilling. I look to this table right next to me, and I'm like, "Is that Jessie Woo? That is Jessie Woo?" And I meet her in real life. We had a good conversation, good talk about Love Is Blind, about the show, and I made a joke with her. I was like, I was joking with her like, "Look, I got a headboard." You know what I'm saying? I made sure she knew that it was some black men that lives in Atlanta, Georgia, that actually has a headboard. So it's just funny how small the world is. You're watching people online, and then you're connecting and talking to them. So I just think that's a very cool aspect. But I had said during way back during season 4. I think season 4 Love Is Blind is when I was like, I should make videos, and I played around with it on TikTok. I never used TikTok. I always had a TikTok channel, but there was no videos on it. And then I did a couple videos on Love Is Blind season 4, and them shits was getting views. I was like, damn. And then what's his name? Married to Bliss, Zach. The scene where Zach finally gets Bliss in his apartment, and he cooks for her, and he's dancing. And I was watching that video, and it was just burning me up that, like, I can tell that Bliss is a little bit upset that he didn't choose her, but at the same time, she's there. Her being there is a sign that she is open to the possibility. She's still open. You got one foot in the door, and then when he had that great date with her and they're dancing in his kitchen, I'm like, kiss her. You gotta kiss her. I'm just, kiss her. I'm screaming at the screen. Kiss her, man. You gotta kiss her. I put that shit on TikTok, and Zach saw it. Zach from Love Is Blind saw my little TikTok, and then he shared it. He shared it on his Instagram stories and stuff. He thought it was hilarious, and then I started talking to him in the inbox. He started talking to me back. That was my true sign that, like, bro, you should make Love Is Blind videos. And then when season 5 came out, I was just so busy, and then I watched Tate's take, and his shit was just so spot on. I can see the difference between Tate's take and what he did in season 4 and what he did in season 5. And then during this time in season 4, I see a new person. I see a new black woman by the name of Roxy. I go to Roxy's channel, and she has a new YouTube channel. She's just making videos, but they look so crystal clear. They look so professional. I'm like, how can she make videos? Like, typically when you start off, your videos look horrible, and then you grow and you learn, and then they look better. Her shit was perfect from the first video. And because she was so small, I would talk to her a lot in my chat. I would be on my John Crime channel, and I would talk to Roxy, and she told me that she was making those videos on her fucking iPhone. I couldn't believe it. She's like, "It's an iPhone. I sit right here," and I couldn't believe that. I never seen nothing like that. And I've been on YouTube for about 12, 13 years. And it just really impressed me. So I'm like, okay, season 4, a guy named Tate come out of nowhere. And he does Love Is Blind. Season 5, a girl named Roxy comes out. She does it. So I said, season 6, John. Season 6, you gotta jump into. You gotta do Love Is Blind. And then season 6 come. I decide I'm gonna do Love Is Blind. Set up my whole background and everything. Buy all that stuff. And then boom, my company calls and says, "We need you to go out of town for a month." I'm like, You gotta be shitting me, bro. You gotta be shitting me. But I promise y'all, man, when season 7 of Love Is Blind come out, my shit is gonna be so on point. Like my shit is gonna be really on point by then. I have a normal consistency. I have everything going on with the editing. I know exactly how I want to do things, and even with watching some of these people, like if you watch Roxy or you watch Tate's Take, you know, Tate's Take gonna make it funny, and he's gonna have his one-liners and stuff. I had to be myself. I had to be John, and I know what I like, and I know what I lean towards better at, and that is analyzing the relationship. That is analyzing what's going on the screen, and because I ultimately don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna kiss up and cater to what the public will want to hear. Like I'm smart enough to know if I say this, they'll like me, or if I do it this way, they'll. And I will purposely not do it if I don't feel that that's my valid opinion. You know. So I don't know. I think I have somewhere that I can fit into the whole little Love Is Blind community. I hope I do. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest to make my videos shorter, though. I know my videos tend to be a little bit too long. But one of the being candid with you guys, one of the reasons when I my first videos had leaned towards Chelsea and Jimmy was because I literally lived that situation. I literally I could feel for Jimmy so bad because it took me back to a time where it didn't matter what the fuck I did. I didn't understand the psychology or the mental health aspect of what's going on. So you just assume everybody just cool, regular, normal. And I'm constantly in situations to where this never happened. Like, what is wrong with this woman? This is only in her brain. And it'd be like, when I remember she said that Jimmy never does something for her, and Jimmy sat at that table and he honestly just asked, "Well, could you name it?" And it was just awkward pause. Or they both agreed how many times they kissed, and then when she got upset, she went right back to say again he never kissed her, and that's that sickness. I don't know what. I'm sorry for lack of a better word. That like that to me scares me. It really does scares me when someone is that way, because if someone feels like you are such an evil person that you just don't care about their feelings at all, once they deem you that way, they do feel justified in anything that they can do to you, any way that they can come harm you. So you're sitting there and you're like, I do love this person. I am doing these things, but instead of them just saying like, meet me halfway, could you do this a little bit more? I would oblige that because I want the person to, whoever I date, I want the woman I date to feel like when they're around their girlfriends and their girlfriends are all talking about their relationship problems, they're quiet. And then their girlfriend asks, why are you quiet? I don't, because John don't do those things. John loves me. I want my girl to have that peace. So it's normal in a relationship if you aren't meeting someone's standard or they want more of that and you're supposed to give. But when the verbiage changes to you never and you're fighting to do it, it really fucks with your head. I give y'all guys an example, right? I dated a Chelsea before, and she told me, you one of them guys that like to do what you think the woman likes instead of what she likes. And that blew my mind when she said it, because that's what I tell my male friends. Like, you need to listen to your woman. You need to cater to what she likes. If your woman doesn't like roses and she loves another kind of, just don't get her roses. It doesn't matter if rose is the romantic thing. You're doing something generic. Be specific for what your woman likes. So when she said that about me, I'm like, could you give me some examples? Because I had a note pad of all of the things that she loves and she looks at. That's how strategic I was with trying to like be that kind of guy for her. So when I asked her for examples, she brought up her birthday gifts. And I was like, wait a minute. I, I took you on a trip. And on that trip, you picked up this item and you had this big, huge smile on your face and really, really wanted it. You left it and put it down. We walk around, you go back and you pick up that item again. And you had this look and you feel like you really wanted that so badly. So you put it down. I snuck and took my phone and took a picture of that. And I went and called the place we visited and I bought it for you. What do you like the restaurant we went to? That's the specific place that you said that you always wanted to go. So, like, again, when you first hear shit like this, like everything was catered specifically to her wants that she said that I took the liberty to write down, but she's still saying that, like, you're not doing those. You never do those things. It really messes with your head. It really, because if stuff like that continues, you begin to see the breakdown, the same psychological breakdown I saw of Danielle, and I forget her husband's name. Uh, and I'm watching all of these therapists online, and they start saying what the other person turns into. You know, they start to be doubtful because they're always being accused and stuff every day. And they don't understand where it's come from. And I'm like, I did start become doubtful. Then they start to argue back. I did start to argue back because I could not understand where these things are coming from that was so extreme that never took place, that never happened. You guys saw in a couple of my videos, I would say, she said that Jimmy went out one time, more a lot of times, and I would say, someone said that I went out one time. And like I remember the day it happened, you know, they was talking about me going out with my friends. And when she was saying this to me, my I have a brain that I always want to make people feel happy. I always want to make people feel better. So when these things were said to me, all I was thinking was, man, I gotta stop going out. I gotta stop. Man, I love this girl. Why am I going out all the time if I love this girl? I'm thinking this shit. And then it hit me. Wait a minute, nigga. You've been with her every single day. You've never been out. Matter of fact, everybody's texting you saying, where the hell is John? Because they haven't seen. Wait, hold on. Let me. How many times have I not been with her? One. That one time you went and met your boys at the bar, and you went and met your boys at the bar because they haven't seen you in a while because you've been with her every single day. You went there during an afternoon, daytime for a couple hours, and then you came back and kicked it with her. So then I say it to her. She sees me thinking, and I said to her, like, that time I met Tyson, it was the only time I have not been with you. I've been with you every single day, 7 days a week, me and you. And then she did that pause that Chelsea did. And then she bring it back up later. You go out all the time. So when things happen to you in real life, you can sort of see, like when you see stuff like that on television or whatever, it will intrigue you more, and I can understand that. That's why I talk on that relationship the most. I couldn't really talk on Kenneth because they let him off so fucking easy. They let him off like nothing really happened to the fucking guy. When if I would have made a video on Kenny's relationship, and I'm sorry, Kenny and Brittany, I would have reminded you all. Damn, all right, I'm not gonna make the video, so I'll say it right here on the live. If I would have made a video on Kenneth and Brittany, I would have told y'all I'm old. And me being old, I want to say Holly. I'm trying to think of somebody young. All right, Chloe Bailey, right? What y'all think will happen if it's 4 o'clock in the morning? Some random dude trying to holler at Chloe Bailey, and Chloe Bailey say, "I want you to come over here right now." He like, "It's 4 in the morning. All right, you ain't gotta come in. I don't say I ain't give you a chance." Wait, and this guy lived 2 hours away. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't have money for an Uber. He just got a bike. A regular random dude that got a crush on Chloe Bailey 2 hours away. And she said, "Come over here and get this." And he just got a bike. What y'all think gonna happen? That nigga is getting on that bike and he riding all the way to her house at 4 in the morning. You gotta just go back to the simple things. Men are fucking stupid. We stupid. If we really want something, we are going after it. We going after it. So, given that information, there are little things that Kenneth said that he can't hide behind, and one of them was the actual breakup. If a man really loves a woman and a man desires to be with a woman, once she says, "Because you've been distant, I haven't been feeling that connection with you," the eyes don't become as plain as Kenneth's eyes became. The eyes don't become angry. The eyes become curious. Yeah, a man's eyes will instantly do like this because he want to know, like, "Whoa, you're not feeling that with me?" If he truly desires this woman, he wants to know because he instantly wants to fix it. Kenneth's face became extremely plain. He was like, "Well, if you don't feel that way, I feel like, we shouldn't proceed further with the relationship." To be that calm, I don't give a fuck about nothing he say. He didn't like Britney. It is plausible for people to assume that he didn't like Britney as much as he thought he did. He thought that, like, as an as a mature man in the world that we live in, I can overcome race and ethnicity if I have me a great good woman on my side. And good for him for thinking that. Good for him for thinking that he can win. But when it came to practicing it in real life, when reality set in, reality didn't set in when he saw Britney. Seeing someone isn't like life. Seeing someone is just seeing someone. So when Britney walks across the stage, she's just a very beautiful woman. So he hasn't been snapped into reality. Seeing Britney was a plus because, all right, I fallen in love with this woman, and I never dated a white person. So a white person is gonna walk through that door. I have come to terms with a white person. So he isn't looking at Britney versus the black kind of women he normally dates. He just nervous and knows a white person coming through that door. So what kind of white person? So when you're thinking a white person and Britney, the door opens and she's not just a white woman, she's an attractive white woman. That was a plus seeing her. But even with that being a plus seeing Britney, it still wasn't real life yet. It's just that she is a good looking white woman. Real life comes in from what we saw at that conversation with AD. That's when real life kicks in with the conversation with AD. And when AD start plugging those things into it and things you got to think about, every time AD says something, it is knocking that notch down from what he thought of Britney. She's attractive, no matter she white. She's dedicated, no matter she white. She's God fearing, no matter she white. Still gonna have a white problem. White problem. White. Oh, he's so white, 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 white. And then he recognized he couldn't deal with it. Also, too, if I were to make a video about Kenny and Britney, I say some real shit like, even when you agree to a relationship where we're gonna wait for marriage, first of all, that shit fake as fuck. Saying you're gonna wait for marriage, no, like, it's fake to try to get some cool points for that. Because you get married soon. You get married in 10 weeks. Basically, like, I go 2 months and a half. I go 2 months and a half without sex. It's not like somebody in the real world who's saying gonna wait to get married because you haven't even proposed yet. You haven't even dated yet. You're going on a date with someone who's telling you you gotta wait until you get married to have sex with them. So you got a lot of steps to go through. You got to go through the whole dating phase. Then you got to go through the whole boyfriend and girlfriend phase. That can last any time. It lasts years. Then you got to go through the whole engagement phase. Man, this whole process could take 3, 5 years. So that person don't know when they gonna have sex. When you on the show and you say I'm gonna wait to get married, you know we fucking in 10 weeks. So that's not. I don't know. But anyway, knowing all of the things that he knew that made Britney great, he couldn't overcome from what was shown to us that. And I honestly feel when you're in the kind of relationship that we waiting to get married, one of the reasons that there's a strong connection is you guys are doing really freaky shit because you love each other and you each other's faces, and then it's this pressure where like, oh, we gotta stop. We can't go that far. It should be a lot of blue ball nights. If you know what I'm saying, it should be, and I think that's what Britney wanted. Britney wanted it to be desired to where like y'all intense and she need to put a pillow between her legs and you got the blue balls and y'all like really want it that bad, but you're gonna hold out for marriage. I think she was looking for signs like that, but yet Kenneth, the only thing his fingers was playing with was his phone. No, I wish I did a video on this. Or maybe I can just decide to make this on video. But I would have brought up those kind of things, how to make a video on Kenneth and Brittany. Like, I don't know about women. I can't speak for women. But I can speak for men and say, when a man looking at another man in a relationship, we know if he want that. We know it. He didn't want that. Trust me. He didn't want that. He didn't want that. That ain't how you act at all when you want something. He wanted to go through the cues of looking like that. That way he wouldn't get pushback from being on the show. And he didn't think he'd get pushback. He was looking for an excuse. He didn't want to be there, but how can I look bad if she break off with me? Oh, you don't desire me? Okay. Well, I think desire is something that's required in a relationship. So if you aren't feeling those things, because I'm feeling those things, when you love someone, you don't need to trick them with words. You don't need to trick them with words. So if you're not doing that, you're just being dull, but you're just saying the shit, you're unintentionally gaslighting this person, and you're playing with words because actions are far more important than words. Let me tell you, man. When I named this title of this live, love, love isn't blind, love blinds. It was some real shit that I found out today. And when you're making a YouTube channel on Love is Blind, you're really constantly digging in relationship, looking at videos on relationship. It was something that happened in real life to a friend of mine, and I just felt bad because I watched this entire process take place. And it's the dangers of love and how love can blind you to do things. Um, so I watched my homie, man. I saw my homie propose, and I saw him head over heels in love with this girl, and it was kind of quick. He proposed very quick. He proposed in less than a year, which is another thing how love can blind, right? But one thing I noticed, like we maybe that's my problem because our other homies they met her twice. I had never met her, but they had met her twice. But like there wasn't enough things that took place for them, to me, in my personal opinion, for them to get married. But you can see how head over heels in love he is with this girl. My homie got a great paying job, uh, really good paying job. And I'm telling y'all this for a reason. He got a great paying job. He met what he feels is the love of his life. He proposes to her, and then now they living together, right? And so I don't come around. You just assume everything good, and then boom. I almost said my homie name. My boy T tell me she broke up with him. They're not doing too good. And I'm like, well, why? Give me some updates. I ain't talked to the nigga. What's been going on? And he was like, she got this man best friend. This is of the opposite sex as her best friend, and he got real paranoid. Think they sleeping around and everything. And then she breaks up with him. She like, nah, you. And oh my god, this is the danger. Because not only was he living with her, but his son was living. Him and his son was living with her. And now they broken up. He's staying in her house. Guess where she's staying? Oh my god, she's staying with her male best friend. Her family likes my homie, so her family, like her dad and everything, feeling for the dude. They feeling for the dude, and they don't like the way that their daughter is moving. So I don't hear anything until today. I don't hear. I mean, all this shit happened like, oh, no, no, no. I did. I talked to him, and he would come over to my house. He came over like 3 times. He was kind of doing bad. You can see how sad he was, and then he started telling me more details, and it's kind of hard because from what he's telling me, I know that girl fucking her guy friend. I know they fucking. I want to. My friend is in a devastating state, alcoholic devastating state and stuff when he comes over to the crib, and so fast forward to today, he's arrested. They got into an argument, and he's sitting in her neighborhood. Like, why are you sitting in her neighborhood, bro? Like, why? Why? Why are you sitting in? You know what I'm saying? She told him to leave the premise. He found out that they was actually fucking, which kind of made me feel weird about my video I put out the other day about being friends with of the opposite sex, which we can talk about that in detail since I'm live. But he gets arrested. Once he gets arrested, he loses his job. You gotta have clearance for what he was doing. And I was just sitting here tonight because my dumb ass got off work, walked right in the hotel room, and slept all damn night. So I'm gonna be up all night now. But think about the destruction of relationships, right? If you break up with someone or someone breaks up with you, this is gonna sound very, very like almost robotic. But really think about what changes in your life, right? You're just not gonna talk to that person. That's it. You're gonna go to work. You're gonna make the same amount of money you was making. You're gonna get off work. You're gonna have the same mom. You gonna have the same dad. You're gonna have the same friends. If you got children, you have the same children. Everything in your life that you can gain great positive experiences out is still there. The only thing that changes is that one single person isn't there. But our hearts become so connected. It makes us feel like we're in this devastating state where our walls are crumbling in and we're so crushed and hurt. And even that's why your friends' advices don't work because you're so hurt. But like, if you chill, like all you got to do is relax, chill. Even if you want to turn to a robot that just goes to work and go through the motions, just chill because at our age, you've been hurt before. If you was hurt before and that devastated, and then you met this person that you fell in love so strongly with, then that has taught you no matter how bad it gets, it can and it will get better. boy, you gotta chill while you're in the darkness. You gotta chill while you're in the depths. You can't go out here and do actions that are irreversible. Because before he got arrested today, he was gonna come out of this, and then he was gonna find another girl. But now look at what happens. You don't have the great paying job no more. You're gonna have something on your arrest record. Your life is forever changed for someone that you have known a total of a year. It was only good for less than a year. That's it. So, if we go back to fucking July 2022 or somewhere, we go back just a little bit. Life was great. And now life is forever changed. Out of 7 billion people on this earth, from one person saying that they'll never communicate with you again, or they don't desire to communicate to you again on that level. Love does blind. It does blind. It almost makes you drunk. It almost makes you drunk and put you into a spell and feel such a despair and hopelessness that you no longer care about your self-worth because you feel that no one else cares about your self-worth. So since once you stop caring, and which is a vital part of us following structure, rules, you don't care about the consequences of your actions. I was worried, but I'm not worried anymore. I'm a sucker for love. I love seeing people in love. So I love how couples stayed together for so long when we talk about our grandparents and our great grandparents and stuff. But I see the world for what it is now. I see these flourishing, beautiful homes and houses, um, with women who are single. Children may have grown up, or children may be in college, or these men with these nice, expensive condos and cars, and it's looking like, because of the assets that we have to other people, because of the relationships we building with each other and the opposite sex, it is looking like the future is building more towards a sophisticated situationship. Uh, because not because of the old way you be in situationships. The old way would be a nigga that want to settle down. He want to fuck as many people as possible, so he not gonna commit. But it's from both sides now, and it's more about protecting your peace. That's what it's becoming more about. We can kick it, we can talk, but you gonna have your shit in your space in your home. I'm gonna have mine, and we're gonna keep everything separate. So when we're going trips, it's me and you, baby. I'm kicking it with you. When we go to the movies, it's me and you. We live out, it's me and you. I'm not out here with all these people, but I'm gonna stay over here. You're gonna stay over there, because so much bad shit happens regularly in relationships. It's just safer to protect your peace and not mix and mingle the things that you have to mix and mingle when you become married. Finances, homes, houses. Those are the part that, more than I just won't get to speak to this person anymore. More than that happens when the relationship ends and you gotta build new lives again. That's what it's looking like more of the future is. It makes me wonder, have I become jaded? Because the guy, the hopeless romantic, the sucker for love, who always like to see old couples and like to see the love of Tiffany and Brett, I am totally fine and okay with the new way the world is coming, because I want to protect my peace. And, you know, I learned something making that last video about Jimmy and Chelsea. The research after making that video, after watching professionals, after listening to psychologists, it scared me that it didn't matter if it was a man psychologist or a woman psychologist, white guy. There's an Asian woman by the name of Dr. Sherry. Y'all should watch her channel. She is fucking brilliant. I think I posted her video on community post. They all pretty much was saying that, like, no matter how fucking crazy Chelsea is acting, they were looking at steps that Jimmy is doing wrong as she's going fucking crazy. And it was shocking to me because I can understand that they didn't think she was going crazy. They thought she was going crazy for a reason. Now, they were saying, she has massive trauma. And from this massive trauma, this is why she's acting this way. Even in that, if you go back and watch Psychologist in Seattle, the advice he was giving Jimmy to do, you know, to cater to it, to be there, to go hug her, to go hold her. That's when I pointed out and was able to find my trauma. And my trauma is fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't do nothing to you and I'm not doing, I'm like, yo, you're flipping the fuck out. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Because I'm gonna feel like I haven't done anything to deserve to be talked to like this. I haven't done anything deserving to be treated like this. This is insane to me. So I'm removing myself. And what I learned today is me removing myself is the best action for me. But when you're inside relationships, you're supposed to do the best action for that relationship. So we have no problem doing this if one person is strong and one person is weaker in a certain situation. You know, if your partner hurt her leg, you're gonna pick her up. All right, we both need to walk. Both want to walk, but one of us can and one of us can't. So we pick each other person up, and now we both can move. So what they're saying is, because of Chelsea's childhood possible trauma or whatever that made her feel this abandonment so strongly, that she bases things reality off of her emotions. If her emotions are making her feel this way, then this must be reality. My emotions making me feel like Jimmy isn't kissing me, so the reality, I don't give a fuck if he showed me a video of him kissing me 1,000 times. I feel this way, so it's reality. So when she acts this way, the actions Jimmy's supposed to take to cater to this is a form of Chelsea being weak due to her trauma, and Jimmy's supposed to be picking her up so they both can walk. My thing is, if your leg is broken and you can't walk and we supposed to be walking together, but you're throwing fucking spears and arrows and shooting at me when I love you and I'm not doing anything to you, I'm gonna walk away. And then what happens to that relationship is one person is gone and the other person on the ground and can't walk. So the advice that psychologists give is advice catered for both to have the best results in that relationship. And I had to learn, okay, so for the both of us to have the best results in a relationship, and this person has these mental issues, then I have to, for the better of our relationship, have to take these shots. And I don't want to take shots. I guess I'm not, I don't want to fix anybody that's broken. And my brain tells me I want somebody that's whole, that's mature, that's ready. But the reality of the situation, there's something broken about all of us. Whether we want to, it may not be to the extremes of some of the shit that we're seeing on television, but there's something broken about each and every one of us. So I learned I'm not ready for that shit. I'm not, you know, I'm not ready to go through the trauma of dealing with shit that's not real. and I'm totally fine and okay with that for right now. But I know before I would get into anything, I would have to be ready to go through that and deal with that. But I don't know. It's always an interesting journey because when it comes to the show Love Is Blind, you're watching everything from beginning to end. Every new season starts, and they all sitting in the lounges. I'm looking at these people. I don't know nobody's name. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, in 2 weeks, I'm about to know these people really, really well. I know the fuck they are. I'll see season three, and then I get hooked on that cast, and then season four, episode one, then the lounges. I don't know who the fuck they are. And in 2 weeks, I'm looking at Marshall and seeing things that we have in common. I'm looking at Brad. I'm looking at Jackie, and I'm looking at all the. I know them really good. And then season five, they're in the lounge again. And I remember season five. I'm like, who the fuck? They got some bald head guys look like some anti-perspirant deodorant fucking in the head. And then it comes to the end. That's fucking Izzy, and it sort of reminded me of when I was in the military. I'm like that the plane to be landing to go to a new base, and as the plane would land, I'm like, I don't know anybody here. And as this plane is landing, somewhere on this facility, on this base, is gonna be some girl I really, really love. She exists. She's here right now. Somewhere is gonna be some guy that's gonna become my best friend, and we're gonna become real close drinking buddies. He's here right now, and not knowing, like, I don't know, that just tripped me out. Like all of this is here, and it's about to take place, but you don't know anything. And I started to get a little sense of that when the new seasons start. Um, yeah, and it's sad. It's sad that not everyone, because some people on there for love. It's sad that there's so many hopeful people standing in front of these closed doors, and they're eager, and they got the notepad, and they're ready to walk inside of this room, and they're about to talk to these fucking strangers, and slowly but surely they're growing closer and closer and closer together. And when you see the destructions of these relationships, it goes from them going closer and closer together to them just going through to despair, hatred, vindictiveness, anger, pain, destruction. To watch that entire process, you learn so much about relationships. And when I say relationships, I don't just mean boyfriend and girlfriend. I mean Homo sapiens, humans socializing as we get together. So I don't know. It's interesting thing. I am gonna review Perfect Match season two. I will be reviewing Perfect Match season two. Um, there was another one I said I was gonna do as well. I can't. And I may go ahead because it's a lot of time between these shows come out. I've always been afraid to review movies. I've been afraid to review movies because I'm gonna be a filmmaker. But I think that there's certain aspects of movies that I can turn into love lenses. I'll give you guys an example. I've always wanted to review the relationship with John Leguizamo in the film Summer of Sam. If you guys ever watch that movie, I think that movie snitches on men way more than it gets credit for. And it's a good psychological film that women should be watching to learn men more. Um, Not good men, fucked up men, or a lot of kind of men that you're probably meeting with John Leguizamo's character and the life that he is going through with his wife also think that was interesting that they put that into a serial killer movie. But I don't care about the Summer Sam the killer. I care about that relationship that was going on inside of that movie. So I thought about that, and I'm thinking, with this channel, I can take many movies and I can look at the what's going on in the boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife portion of that film. I think that that would be different to do, and would be something that we can look into. Old hood classic movies like Menace to Society, going on what's going on in Kane's head and his lack of commitment to Jada Pinkett Smith's character, even though you can clearly see he has emotions and feelings for her, because we were raised without fathers, and these OG gangster guys become our father figures in our head in the warped way we grow to view, like them, and respect them over what's best for our own life. I think that that'll be interesting to start doing that. I'd be shocked if anyone got married from The Perfect Match. That show is such a shit show. Yeah, I don't watch Perfect Match. I definitely don't. No one will ever date on Perfect Match. That'll never fucking happen. What I like about Perfect Match is we have assumptions of what we think about someone's personality, but when they go on a totally different show, you see, I don't say a different part of their personality. You see more of their personality. Like watching Perfect Match, 1,000,000% solidified that Bartiz is a fuckboy. Uh, Bartiz is a clueless fuckboy. Let me be honest with y'all, yo. Like, I'm a good person. Like, if I was a bad person, it'd be deadly. Cause I know humans. I know how they think. I know social interaction. So, if I was on Perfect Match, I would not hop around to different women, because to win the show, they're looking at the most happy, viable couple. So if I went on that show to win it, I would have got with someone that people aren't really into. And I just would have stuck with that person and showered that person with love. That's what I'm like. I'm a good person. Because, like, Bartiz is so fucking stupid. He went on a show where he knows the rules and he knows what they're looking for. And literally the day before, less than 24 hours before the finale, he tried to switch women. In what world would you watch an entire season of a show and you're supposed to pick what you think is the most strongest couple, and you pick the couple that was formed 22 hours ago? These motherfuckers is stupid. Dumb. That, or he was just trying to get it in with as many women as possible before the show was over with. I don't know. But, like, that's why I like Perfect Match. I like Perfect Match because you watch all these people come from different reality shows. So you get to watch them. Like, I really like Inez on The Circle, but I really, really, really like Inez on Perfect Match. And then I saw a different side to Love Is Blind season 2. What's his name? Shane on there. Shane became far more likable on Perfect Match, even though he has some big ass insecurities. This dude got some big ass insecurities. But other than the insecurities, he became more likable. So just another way to follow people. Um, I don't know what else is popular. You know, I heard people talk about Love. No, the Lockdown show where they marry people in prison, and then Married at First Sight. I really like Married at First Sight. My only problem with Married at First Sight is I really don't know what network it come on. I only watch it on Netflix, and on Netflix they only got 2 seasons, but they call them season 10 and season 11. So I know there's a lot more, but I don't know how to find it. I don't know where it comes on at. Like that guy that won last season. What was his name in that couple? He was stuck on Francesca, but played it. Yeah, Dom. I follow Dom on I follow Dom on Instagram. Dom is somebody like them, the kind of personalities I hang out with in real life. Somebody like Dom. What's up, Caroline? Yeah, I think most people watching were screaming at the screen. I'm waiting to see Jess. I would love to do a video on Jess. Like I've never seen someone have it so easy in reality TV. Like it makes me want to root against Jess. It's like this privilege that she's getting that she can bypass all the shit other people have to go through. Just she don't have to go through it, and that's why I don't like going live because I like having my thoughts together. I don't like saying stuff like that without stuff to back it up. For instance, right? I'll give you an example. Jess gave it to Sarah Ann on the reunion, and she's so likable. It almost made you forget her conversation with Laura. She was rooting for Jimmy and Chelsea not to work out to break it off. She's rooting for her other chance. She was the same as fucking Sarah Ann. But for some reason, society has made her just such a likable character that they just don't give a fuck when she do the same thing that other people do. So I don't know. I don't like that. I think she cool, and I think she'd be a cool person in real life. I guess it's more of your pretty privilege plus cool mom card. Yeah, yeah. All of her answers, they're well poised, as if she's constantly thinking about the public's reaction to them. They don't come across as authentic. So I don't know. And like I said, you don't go on Perfect Match for real love, right? So she's his mom, but she about to go on the show for a money bag, a quick money grab. Like to me, I think I think Jess strategically became friends with Chelsea. If I become, I don't know how this show's gonna air out. We gotta wait a year, but I don't want to be the other girl that the world hates. Oh my God, I just went back and saw how they did the other girls on the other show. I don't want that to be me. Let me hit up Chelsea. Let us be cool. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea doesn't seem intelligent enough to catch on to my plot. She seems like she wants to be likable to everybody. So Chelsea would make friends with me. And then Chelsea doesn't want to be the person that doesn't like somebody because they're pretty. So she's going to show that she's not jealous, even though she does feel threatened by my looks. She'll be eager to be my friend. And this will help me out in the long run. And then Chelsea would cry and use Jess as a shoulder to lean on to say that Jimmy was far worse behind the scenes that they showed. And I'm quite sure somewhere in those phone conversations, Jess was like, "Oh, really? What did he do?" And then Chelsea never responds back. And now they're buddy buddy, ready to go to the reunion to come down at Jimmy. I'm quite sure it went down something like that. So I don't know. I see right through that bullshit. Much power to it, though. Well played. I don't hate no player. Well played. Because even when she went on Nick Vial's show, yeah, it wasn't like that. Jimmy was doing stuff behind the scene. Oh, really? What was he doing? Conversation ends. I'm not even talking about Chelsea. I'm talking about Jess. When Jess was on Nick Vial, I feel sorry for Jimmy for dating two broken bitches. Nah, Jimmy is cool. Jimmy living his life because he was on Jimmy Kimmel's show, and to see how ecstatic and happy he was, I think Jimmy cool. I think, man, Jimmy gonna have it hard trying to find a girl because the entire world knows he fucked that girl. They're making such a big deal out of couple. Look, let me tell y'all something, bro. One of my best friends in the entire world, we met because we went on a date. We met each other. We talked for a while on the phones, and we're like, we gotta meet. We went on that date. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And she watches the channel. I send her the videos with the channel. Um, and she be like, sometimes I be talking like, you talk about me. I'm like, no, I ain't talking about you, nigga. But we went on one date. We didn't kiss. We didn't hook up. We didn't do nothing. So if you talk to somebody, right? So y'all talking about what, a week or two before you go on a date, maybe at the longest. And we went on a date faster, but we live in Atlanta on the opposite sides of Atlanta, so it'd be a while for my to go on a date. You gotta drive over an hour. So you know in 2 weeks, you go on a date, you realize it's not working, you better off as friends. Like the day after our date, she said, I was trying to choose between you and another guy. And I was like, I had you in my top three. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's how dating is. You go on dates with multiple people when you're single, and so we laughing and we joking. And so she went out with the dude the day after me, and we both know that we're not compatible. So when she went out with the guy the day after me, and then I went out with this, I went out with this other chick, gamer girl. I called her after my date, and she called me after her date, and we laughed. And from that moment on, it's my dude. It's my we've been best friends. We've been close. I laugh with her because if you go through use dating apps or social media and stuff, it's like you go through these weird phases to where you may swipe right on like 3 or 4 people, and then you talking to these 3 or 4 people on the phone. So we came up with a term for that. You're not accepting any new people on, and you're not selling down one. You're just still trying to figure it out. We call them batches. Like I'm like, what, you got a batch of 5 now? Who in your batch? And we laugh, we joke about, we laugh, we joke about stuff like that. I try to be open when I date somebody, so I don't want to lie to them. So they know that I love 4 people, like love like that. My sister's like, I'm getting out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. They tie flat like motherfucking family. But I would say out of the 4 women, 2 are my best friends in the world. 2. One is my best friend in the entire world that nothing ever took place. No thoughts of that ever would happen, and that person will be in my life for the rest of my life. That person more likely is gonna be the best man in my wedding, even though it's a girl. They don't ever have a problem with her. They always have a problem with the one I just told y'all about because we went on one date. We have been friends for years, years. So that means the longest I knew her as a potential dating mate would have been the 2 weeks leading up to the first date. I knew her for 2 weeks as a potential mate, and she been my buddy for years. She been with me when I've been through hard relationship problems, and I've been with her. She been through. I don't, and it kind of puts you in a trap. It's like, should I just tell somebody I date that like, because it was only one simple date. It didn't fucking matter. Should I just not mention that? But then my dream girl would be someone I'm not keeping nothing from. We know everything about each other. So it kind of puts you in this fucking trap where I'm like, I don't. But they always have an issue with her. And I, if I'm keeping it a buck, I think they have an issue with her because she's a very beautiful person. But anybody knows me. Like one of the biggest thing people know about me, I don't give a fuck about looks. And when I say I don't give a fuck about looks, I mean of course we will all want somebody that's attractive. There's absolutely no way I would get with someone just because they're attractive. Because the biggest fear that I have is a headache. So what I'm looking at is to make sure I'm not gonna have a headache. I'm not gonna be arguing about shit that didn't happen and no crazy fucking shit. I want peace. When a man gets in his fucking mid 30s, his 40s and shit, when he trying to say I'm gonna have a girlfriend or I want to get married, fucking, this was looks in his 20s. In 20, you ain't really worry about peace. You just assume peace gonna come. When you get in your mid 30s, 40s, that fucking meter changes. So you can be Holly Berry, you can be drop dead. I don't give a fuck. When I see somebody that's really really attractive, this what goes on in my mind. All right, that's a beautiful girl. I'd be a cherry on top. Throw that shit over here. All right, let's talk. Let's see how this motherfucker is. She crazy. I gotta go. Damn, I could be watching Love Is Blind. I don't care. It doesn't move me. It's not gonna make me giddy eyed. It's not gonna make me treat you any differently. Give me what society deems as a quote unquote average looking woman, and she provides me with peace and understanding. She looks a billion times better than the chick all these dudes out here trying to get. That's who I'm gonna truly be sexually attracted to and want to give my all to. That's all I require. So that look shit don't mean nothing to me. But I, when you meet somebody, they don't know how your brain works. So because they don't know how your brain works, and you showing like this person we went on one date years ago, and this has been one of my best friends in the world. All they see is this nigga best friend with a beautiful Hispanic chick, and they don't give a fuck about nothing else. And then I'll be dating, and then you get into an argument, and out of the fucking blue, just out of the blue, oh yeah, go tell your motherfucking friend that. Wait, what? Where did she? Why did you mention her? Where did she come from? What she got to do with anything? But like, I didn't even talk to her in like 4 days. I've been talking to my other person that's a friend. Oh, but that's the person that that quote unquote y'all don't find attractive. So you don't have a problem when I talk to her. You have a problem when I talk to her. So now you see the ideas that come in my head on how I construct and the things that come out of my mouth when I make these videos assessing the situations I be seeing online. Because it's coming from real life. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see because Jess portray herself as someone who really looking for love. But now Jess has the entire world in her hands since everybody loves everything that she does. She has an abundance of suitable real mate. Let's see if she chooses to stay single, making all of this new money from social media, multiple social media platforms, going on different shows and all of the things she got going on. Let's see if she really want to be in a relationship. Man, I've listened to a lot of YouTubers, but you must be the best one so far. You both very intelligent, seem to have the biggest heart. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. I try. I got to a point to where I saw all bad situations and all good situations come from YouTube to where I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying how I feel. I, I don't care if I get 1,000 thumbs down. You can't even see the thumbs down. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna say how I feel, and I'm gonna explain why I feel the way I feel. That's all you can do. I haven't had too much pushback. The biggest pushback I had on my is somebody came in the comment section and was saying that they made themselves look stupid. They were saying that I thought that AD was like low. That I thought of AD's value as being low. And what I found crazy about that is I don't see nothing wrong with AD as far as a person, a dating potential partner. AD is somebody I would go on a date with. So I'm like, how you gonna? So I'm like, I'm always detailed. Somebody like, what did I say to make you feel that way? Because I know everything in that video. I was talking about how AD felt about herself. I was talking about her actions and what she was doing herself. And then you can't debate me and say that, oh, AD doesn't feel like she has low self worth when she said it. I'm not worthy of love. And with her actions, chasing red flags. This is a person that is clearly showing how I'm talking about how AD feels about AD. I'm not talking about how John feels about AD. I think that I see more value in AD than she sees in herself. But the one thing that would make me not want to date AD is that, and this is even in the work world, as a supervisor, I will only fight for the person I supervise as long as they're willing to fight too. I'll fight for you to the death as you, but I can't be wanting and willing to fight for you if you're not willing to fight for yourself. So I don't, I wouldn't want to be the one that sees how awesome AD is if she don't see it in herself. That wouldn't be attractive to me in a relationship. That'd probably be the only thing. But other than that, I think AD is dope. AD is funny. AD is very intelligent. AD is witty because she come right back with her funny little line. She's witty. One thing I like about wits is it's two things in one. Wits means you're intelligent and smart because wits requires an amount of speed. You gotta be smart. You gotta be fast to be witty. So wits is one of the biggest things that attract me to women. If a woman has wits, I'm a little giddy. And that's one of the things I love looking at in a partner. So AD has a lot of things um, that I would go on a date with AD. I just would want her to see her own value. But that's the only pushback I had. But then I asked the person, when I asked them what made them feel that way, they talking about my title. And they went off on me about the title of my video. Uh, the title says self worth. Self is means that it's not me. I'm talking about AD, how she feels about herself. Point proven. But other than that, I haven't had any pushback so far. I will get pushback though. I thought I was gonna get pushback about the Nick Vital video because he's so popular. Yeah, I saw that back and forth. They misinterpreted what you said about AD self worth. Yeah, I'm just like, I always say that none of these love is blind women are friends. I don't know, Pearl. I may have to disagree with you on that because I feel that what's her name? What's her name? Ayana, ironically, and the Hispanic woman, I forgot her name, that tried to take her man. I think they're close friends in real life. Um, and I think that whole four clique is close. The Ayana, the Hispanic, the Asian woman, and the Indian woman, the Chicago girls. I think the Chicago girls are friends for real if you look at their social media and them always hanging out and stuff. I don't know about any other season, but definitely Chicago girls. I think the Chicago girls are close, and I think the is that was that Houston? I think the Houston men are close too, with Cole and all of them. Well, no, I'm getting it wrong because no, that shit over with because the African dude got caught up cheating. Bartiz is a sociopath, and Brennan is a sellout. My bad. It must be another season I'm thinking about. My biggest regret is not doing season 5. Oh yeah, the Seattle. Thank you, Lisa. The Seattle men are close. You talking about Marshall, Brett? I know they. Um, what's the guy? It looked like you put glue on your hand and just do like this and just pull the whole tape line off with the crazy laugh. Married to Chelsea. But yeah, all of them dudes are friends in Seattle. They cool in Seattle. Yeah, and then you got Zach. Yeah, the Seattle men are close. Season 2 women are close. Kwame and Zach live 5 minutes apart. Yeah. Oh, you see, that's another thing I hate about being in a hotel because I don't get to write a script and just talk like I want to for my videos. But there's some shit that I missed in the Nick Vital video. One of the things I missed was Chelsea saying, again, I'm watching it. I'm waiting for her to say something he did. She does everything except saying something that he did because he didn't do anything. So she goes, I remember this conversation I had with Jimmy, and Jimmy was saying how all the guys are going out from the crew, from the cast. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? Fuck the guys. We're here to find love. This is when you gotta slow up. You gotta go real slow because we live in a dangerous world where people can say shit that sounds very good out of context. Out of context. And that's what I hate. She's gonna get cheers for saying shit like that. Because everybody's gonna say, yeah, this is love is blind. Not love is brotherhood. You supposed to be under the kind of mate. That's only true. That's only true if it was Jimmy arguing every single night to go hang out with the guys on the cast instead of trying to find love. But if you with your mate every fucking day and y'all in love, y'all getting to know each other, y'all doing the show, asking y'all to do, you're going to see each other family. What would have been wrong with Jimmy wanting to go out with the guys that's on the cast, that's all getting married too? And when you look at really look at that, that happened on every season. The only person who had a problem with it was Chelsea. It's like comments like that is why friends agree when their friend tell them a version of what took place in an argument in their relationship. Because they're gonna say some shit like that sounds very good and plausible. And then they're gonna go look at Jimmy like, we love our girl over here. What don't you like about Chelsea so much that like you just want to go hang out with the cast instead of be with her? And then Jimmy is gaslit, so he's gonna sit up there like, we always together. We together every fucking day. And I wish I never missed that point because I could have married all the points together. You mentioned Jimmy wanted to go hang out with the cast, which means he didn't go because y'all got into an argument. You mentioned him hanging out in college. Y'all talking shit about him going to Vegas a year later. You're doing a big ass circle around everything except what did Jimmy actually fucking do? What did he fucking do? I really don't like Lydia. Like, let me tell you how much I don't like Lydia. Out of all 6 seasons of Love is Blind, that's the name I say the least. Let me tell you why I don't like Lydia. Lydia is the worst Disney movie. Think about that. Lydia is the worst. A Disney movie is going to involve uh, a good person, a good woman. Let's say Cinderella. She's a good woman. She's scrubbing. She's cleaning. And then she's going to get hope. And then in a Disney cartoon, they're going to snatch that hope away. And it's going to go through a period where the evil villain is winning. And then after that arc, the evil villain gets taken down. And then the good natured person is going to get their prince in the end. Lydia's story is the exact opposite. Lydia is the villain. Lydia is the person that played upon the Cinderella nice woman in the pods. Lydia got the most happiest ending ever. She got a young man that is not mentally equipped to handle what she can secretly throw at him that had parents that have been married his entire life, so he isn't going anywhere even when it gets hard. She has her for happily ever after fucking over another good person. If I were to make a video about Lydia, my concerns in that, what I would bring up is that her on and off switch. She could be so into a man, but the moment it clicks, she don't give a fuck about him at all. When Uche went to talk to Lydia, like Lydia came on that show to have her moment. I think Lydia either wanted to be with Uche or she was gonna argue with Uche. But because the switch had been flipped off and the Milton switch had been flipped on, when Uche walked over to talk to her, she didn't want to hear that shit. Think about that. You got so much emotion that you came onto a show for a man, but you flip a switch and he trying to talk to you. Now you get your moment. And I promise you, go back and look at Lydia's face. She didn't want to say nothing to him at all. Nothing. When I see how fast she can flip a switch from Uche to bald head. What's his name? Short bald head. I'm gonna call that motherfucker Stimmy. 3 guys. Uche, short bald head guy, then Milton. That's all the information I need to know the specific individual, everything that encompasses that make you your own individual. Lydia doesn't give a fuck about. She only cares about generic things that would make a man stay with her. Once she get those generic requirements and he'll stay with her, she's A-okay. So she doesn't like Milton specifically because he's Milton. She likes Milton because Milton is just a dedicated man that's willing to marry her and be there with her. So she's in love with love to the point that she don't care about the individual. Paint by number. If you'd have stuck anyone in there that would do those things, she would have dated him. She would have married him. Any man that on that show that would have made it to the end aisle, she was going to say yes to on the end of that reality show. But Lydia is literally what happens if the villain wins in a Disney cartoon. And it's gonna last. Lydia's not getting divorced from Milton because he is going to mold himself into how she is and deal with it. The more she does fanatical things, the more he's gonna get used to it. So she found the perfect guy that's gonna be with her for the rest of her life. That just makes me fucking sick inside. You fuck someone over. You fuck someone over to get to this point. That just pisses me off. And I think that Netflix knows how the world feels about them as a couple, that they aren't loved that much because they aren't used that much by Netflix. They wasn't even on the reunion show. They aren't used. It's like of all the married couples, Lydia and Milton is the step children of married couples to Netflix. So, yeah. They post all the time on Instagram the trips and all that shit that they take. I just don't care. I don't care. I'm intelligently thinking here. I think I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I don't want y'all to hate me. I'll just say there's someone on that season that America hates that I don't think was that bad. They was bad. They did some bad things. I don't think that they're the ultimate villain that they were made out to be on that show. But they're so hated. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I want y'all to like me a little bit. just a little bit. But nah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off this thing, man. I went live. I knew I fucked up by going to sleep for the whole day. But good news, I will be checking out of this hotel in the morning, finally. So I try to catch a little couple hours of sleep. I gotta pack up all my equipment. Look, this is what I do for y'all. This is what I do for y'all. I be having my whole lighting set up and cameras and everything, all just to make sure I continue to film and keep it going. But thank you guys for sticking up with me, standing up with me. I'll see y'all in the next video. It's probably gonna be on Clay. He don't know who got all the interviews, recent interviews out. So I'll see y'all soon.